Do you remember me?
I'm so happy to see you, Jonah. Just look how well you've grown.
This is Angel Hare, a YouTube analog series made by the East Patch, aka the Mangan Sisters. If you only saw the Remembering Angel Hare video, you're probably like,
oh, let me guess. It's an analog horror series with an old cartoon having something wrong with them. Wow, how original.
guess what? You're wrong. Angel Hare is just your typical spooky German liminal spacecraft.
I'd like to see.
Be scared of close-up smear and open spaces. No, this is something special. Angel Hare, in my opinion, is not analog horror. It uses the media of analog and has horror elements to tell its story, but it's not a horror story. That's like saying A Nightmare Before Christmas is horror. Yeah, if you're a wuss maybe. Now if we're talking about Skeleton's Revenge, that's different. To truly show how good this series is, and convey what I mean by it not being analog horror, I will first do a quick overview of the series, then break it down. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I saw you talking to somebody pretty.
She was nice.
Yeah, man, who was it?
She was, just a girl.
Season 1 follows Joshua Whitman, who came across an old tape for Angel Hare, an old Christian cartoon he used to watch. However, upon viewing the tape, he notices that the show is very different from what he remembers.
Hello there. My name is Angel Gabby. What's yours? That's a beautiful name. It's wonderful to meet you, and I hope we can be friends. Hello there. My name is Angel Gabriel. What's yours? It's wonderful to meet you, Jonah. I hope I can be a good friend to you.
Desperate to know what's going on, Jonah recovers more tapes, even going to his childhood home and discovering more of his past. The Angel Hare of the show, Gabby, was going off the script when being watched by Jonah, influencing him and teaching him to protect himself from what was implied to be an abusive family member, likely the father. It is evident that the two of them plan to do something about the father, but Jonah is unable to remember nor recover what exactly they planned or what happened. Soon, Jonah starts streaming Angel Hare, a modern way of broadcasting, and finally, Jonah and Gabby are reunited.
Oh my god. What? It's me. Jonah, I'm here. Do you remember me?
I'm so happy to see you, Jonah. Just look how well you've grown.
This is what got me hooked on the series when I was watching it with Wendigoon.
And then when Gabby hears that Jonah's looking at her with love,
Do you remember me?
this isn't happiness to see Jonah. This is satisfaction the trick has worked, I think. That's my theory. Off of what we've seen so far. This is satisfaction with the trickery, not that she gets to see Jonah again.
The first time I saw this, I was admittedly scared of Gabby. I mean, imagine rewatching an old show you like as a kid. Only it acknowledges you, it starts moving freely, and reaches out for you. Of course, that depends on the show and character. However, now I see this under a different light. It's wholesome yet sad. Jonah is finally reunited with his lost friend, even if he's being a bit creepy.
Have you brought a new friend with you?
But
Jonah,
Gabby's
I'm
face
here.
upon recognizing Jonah doesn't seem that excited, as if she felt shameful. Clearly, the event that Jonah is unable to recover made the reunion uncomfortable, at least for Gabby. But we don't really need to worry about that, since Gabby soon goes missing.
I think it's time to blow this
Yeah, no, she's gone. Jonah continued streaming her, and they talk every night, but she just vanished, leaving Jonah and Francis alone. But they aren't alone for long, however, as we soon get a new face.
Hello, friend Francis. I love to hear you call.
Who the fuck are you?
This is Angel Zag, and he is very different from Angel Gabby, upsetting Jonah to the point of crying. Wow, Jonah, stop being a little bitch. Come on, dude. You don't see me crying like this over some fictional character.
Remember, Daddy loves you.
Angel Zag starts running the show, following the script in his own way, while Angel Gabby is more kind and careful with her wordings, having a more motherly tone to her. Zag is more blunt and straightforward.
Hello there. My name is Angel Gabby. What's yours? That's a beautiful name. It's wonderful to meet you, and I hope we can be friends.
Hello there. My name is Angel Zag. What's yours? That's a beautiful name. It's wonderful to meet you, and I hope we can be friends.
Sharing something important lets others learn about what makes you special.
Sharing something important lets others learn about what makes you tick.
He even uses different religious messages from Gabby.
Oh, Francis, it's simple. Faith and hope give us the strength to face every challenge.
We'll come
It's
back.
simple, Francis. Respect and penitence gives us the wisdom to face every challenge.
Interesting. So the original is that you're supposed to, whenever you're afraid,
It's simple, Francis. Respect and penitence.
you're supposed to have faith and hope. But he's saying respect and penitence. Be afraid of what's there and suffer for it to get what you want.
Like Gabby, Zag is aware that Jonah is watching the series, and yet he ignores him. Soon, Jonah threatens to stop the stream, making Zag break character and confront Jonah.
Let's follow the stream and... You're the one airing this? You aren't in a TV station. How are you doing this? Are you able to record? Why did you put the show back on? Are you with Wreath? Fran, do you know this guy? Looks a little old for cartoon rabbits. I came to find her, genius. What are you doing?
This is really cool. At first, it looks like Zag is this entity that took over Gabby's show, but showing that he is actually trying to find Gabby is awesome. What is also interesting is that Zag was under the impression that the broadcasts were from a network and not Jonah, having no understanding of what streaming was, even asking if Jonah was with Reed. Reed was the owner of Angel Hare and other cartoons, and it was likely that they have connections to these living cartoon characters. With Zag not having to go by the script, he, Jonah, and Francis start looking around for evidence of where Gabby could be, but he struggles with the setting he's in, so he requests Jonah to do him a favor.
Hey, Pally. I can only get so much done with 8 fingers and a tail. This'll be a lot easier in a setting with more depth.
If it ain't Detective Zag Wild. Been a minute, Z.
I think my left nut just exploded. This answers so many questions regarding Zag. Zag didn't came from Angel Hare, he came from Wild Hare, a cartoon noir show that is way more mature in comparison to Angel Hare. In his series, he plays as detective, explaining why he has a more blunt and less sugar-coated approach when teaching kids in comparison to Gabby. Also, I love the change of art style and genre. It's so cool. With a new scenery, Zag is able to work within his element. Soon they discover that Gabby is stretched by the internet, unable to properly adapt to it. This reveal has actually been hinted at really well. If you have been paying attention throughout the season, you will see little flashes of lines across the screen. And now we see that those lines compose Gabby. Soon, Gabby, with the help from Jonah and Zag, is able to recover and make herself whole again.
And now you can be the same.
Feathers all around me, holy lights above. Could it be any?
But the story is far from over, for a new set of characters enters the scene.
Winnie, Chuck, and Ming Ming too. We're Wonder Pets and we'll help you.
Someone else has been watching Jonah's stream, and that someone is Segan, Jonah's childhood friend that he used to visit in order to hide from his implied abusive father.
Go to a friend's house when something bad happens, and you won't have to lie about it when they ask you later.
Segan makes a video contacting Jonah and shows him that he also has an angel hair of his own. Though instead of a cartoon, it was in the form of a video game that adapted to Segan and also Jonah, as Jonah played the game every time he went to Segan's place. Segan sends a package that contains the game where Cammy resided, Cammy being Segan's angel hair, and so Jonah, Zag, and Gabby works together to try and help Cammy.
I don't like the idea of hiding.
Yeah, well, we're less likely to break something if we go in undercover. Okay.
Let's just go.
From 2D animation to pixel art that replicates an old 90s game? Absolute cinema. There is no undermining how talented the artists from the East Patch are. In order to help Jonah with the game, both Zag and Gabby enters the game, with Gabby becoming a rogue and Zag becoming a paladin. What's interesting is that their choice of role doesn't seem to reflect them at first. With Gabby showing herself armored up in one of her episodes made her a clear paladin, while Zag being a noir detective made him a clear rogue. However, the roles that were given to them reflect them as who they really are instead of how they're presented within their respective shows. Zag is blunt and honest, having a more direct approach to problems and has a more of an emphasis on taking action, making him more of a paladin. Meanwhile, Gabby uses subtle and sneaky means in order to achieve her goals, making her more of a rogue. Within the game, it's clear that something is wrong. The characters are weird, hesitant, the game has gaps, glitches, and overall feels empty. And there is one character missing, the Jester, who's supposed to be Cammy's friend. You see, each angel hair is given a friend to assist them. Gabby has Francis, Zag has Francine, and Cammy has that guy. However, he seems to be missing, with Francine commenting this.
Don't be naive, hun. This gig is about commitment. You're either fired or you quit.
Something has gone wrong. Soon, Jonah is confronted by the game, talking to him and saying he's a bad friend and how he was awful to Segan.
No, you're here to try and fix me. So you can make Segan feel better, to make yourself feel better. You're still just using people.
Furthermore, all the characters of the game are voiced by one actor, reflecting the characters being controlled by one character. Pretty cool detail and a good job on Mach Dent for pulling it off. Soon, Jonah proves himself to Cammy with the help of the angel hairs, making Jonah win the game. But the rescue is far from over. Both Zag and Gabby tries to convince Cammy to let them help them, but Cammy won't budge, making Gabby take a drastic action.
You want to try your hand-holding approach?
Your promise? Wait,
It's been long enough.
Time to compromise. They ripped him through the dimensions. They ripped into a different existence. What the heck? Okay, well, R.I.P. GG.
Within a more manageable form, the three are able to convince Cammy to stop overworking themselves and take a break and work on their issues, which inspires Jonah as he calls his old friend Segan to talk. During the end credits, we see Segan and Jonah reunite, likely trying to reconnect and resolve the issues they had with each other in the past. Furthermore, during the Angel Hare mixtape for Season 3, as Cammy plays all of the songs from their season, a special someone shows up.
Alibi. I'm getting tired of all your...
This is what the series is all about, man. It's not about the horror of these entities. It's about the characters, the real monsters being the inner demons they have to confront.
If you know you're going to be trouble,
Oh God!
create
What
a
the
truth
fuck?
later.
What the fuck, okay?
Go to a friend's
Not
house
okay.
when something bad happens.
It's clear, to me at least, that Angel Hair is not analog horror. Even if it borrows themes and story elements from it, it has entities taking over old cartoon and games to influence people, similar to a Ghost in the Machine type story. But they're not doing it out of malicious intent. They're doing it to help troubled children. I always wonder why stuff like ARGs, analog horror, and found footage are constantly used to tell horror stories. What if a found footage film simply told some kind of love story? What if an ARG website documents a story of superheroes instead of being a document of something horrific? Instead of analog horror, it's analog media. The series really works in subverting expectations in terms of analog horror. With the show revolving around the Christian religion, it's expected that the religious aspect is part of the horror. But no, the religious aspect is actually just the messaging of the cartoons and the fact the angel hairs are angels. People also expected Gabby to be this monster manipulating Jonah. In fact, some people still believe that.
Gabby's still evil. I don't care what I said. I don't care what the series says. I don't care who tells me I'm right.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard.
Keep Gabby's name out your fucking mouth!
But as the show goes on, we see that Gabby just trying to help. She's such a great character. In fact, most of the characters are great.
Angel Gabby, Zag, Cam, and friend Francis. Get yours today.
The characters are fun and unique. None of them are perfect, even the angelic beings, but they're still likable. And each one is beautifully voice acted.
Good, good. Now, see if you can put the book back in front of it.
I'm not her dad, pal. I don't care for her hand-holding approach, but her work's none of my business.
We get our letters through the mail like everyone else, Frog. And they come from curious little writers just like you tuning in to watch your friends.
I'll tell you what he doesn't do. File business taxes or run around paying bills.
Jonah starts off being obsessive, perhaps somewhat possessive of Gabby, but he soon realizes his wrongs and tries to make up for it.
Excuse you? Didn't you say she was your friend?
It's very kind of you to put others before yourself, Jonah. But you don't have to be scared.
Gabby is a sweet, kind-hearted character who tries her best to help and teach good morals while protecting the people she cared for and who needs her, even if it may hurt her.
I can't help you how I once did. But it's kind of fun, isn't it? You can be anything you want now, Jonah. Just like I always knew you could.
Her friend, Francis, is meek and cowardly and is possibly possessed. We'll get to that later. but he still tries his best.
Careful transposing your ethereal form across divergent planes, Gabby.
The other angel Hare we are introduced to, Zag, may come across malicious at first, but he's actually a good guy. He's just simply blunt and straightforward.
You certainly aren't how I remember.
Okay, we don't have to get dramatic. Are you grounded, Gabs? You better.
His assistant, Francine, is an exact opposite of Francis, being strong-willed and sassy.
Alright, enough about me. Next letter is from Mr. McJohnson Meme Jr. III. That's your Christian name, huh?
The other human character we are introduced to is Segan, a former friend of Jonah. To be honest, we don't get much from him, other than he was negatively affected by Jonah, and that he had his own angel Hare that took care of him. His angel Hare is Cammy, who starts off seemingly evil and malicious, taunting Jonah and making creepy appearances. But they're simply teaching Jonah a lesson about being a good friend. It's pretty messed up way to teach someone, but according to them...
But it worked, didn't it? You feel stronger about your relationships now. I know what I'm doing. People like to win.
Though, at a cost, as instead of a show, they work within a video game, which causes great strain to them. Though Cammy has good intentions, their workaholic nature hurts them to the point that it pushed their friend away. We don't know much about their friend, but we do see him come back to Cammy in the latest Angel Hare mixtape. It's wholesome, showing that he's willing to come back and be there for Cammy once Cammy starts working on themselves.
Boys,
That's fun! This is so much fun! He changes the style so the characters transition over to the earlier art form. That's so cool!
I love the presentation of these shows in all three forms, from the charming and adorable style of the Christian cartoon, to the campy and edgy art style of the noir cartoon, to even the really well replicated style of the pixel computer game. The design of Angel Gabby was created by a talented Mac Rosenberg. Look at his art. Aren't they precious? The art style isn't the only thing to compliment about the series, however. Take a look at this VHS case prop they made. It looks so authentic and real.
Nice.
I love fake props like this. They had a Kickstarter where they were selling these fake VHS covers. I think I missed it though. However, if I was to criticize something about the series, I don't like the text for talking style they have for the videos. It just doesn't work for me. It takes me out the story. Imagining Jonah taking the time to edit his talking bits out and edit in text. I know text on screen is like the staple of analog horror, but I just wish there was a better way of incorporating it. Other than that, it's awesome.
Gotta talk! No, you don't want to talk about rats, huh? Maybe we can talk about what they did to my partner's face. Holy cow, what are you showing me? Hey, come on! Open your eyes!
There are two scenarios I think will happen as the series continues. What Jonah and Gabby did will be revealed, and there will be some sort of personal rift between the characters, and Francis will be revealed to be the bad guy. There are some people who believe that Gabby would turn out bad, and by some people, I mean just one guy.
Yo it is, you cowards, you weak people, you're simping because the angel has a pretty voice. Don't look at her, look at me. Don't look at...
Everything that he does has demonstrated so far in his career that he should not be welcomed in our spaces, or even, just in public in general.
But I don't believe that. Throughout the show, there's clear evidence of the existence of demon hares. However, they are described to be more as feelings or concepts instead of physical beings.
But just know that demon hares don't always appear as plainly as a rabbit with horns. Sometimes they look like an opportunity or a feeling.
I doubt they would just bring this up and not have it play a big part in the story. So this is what I believe will happen. Francis will turn on the angel hares as he is influenced by the demon hares. It's clear throughout the series that Francis isn't exactly normal, from his realistic art to the uncanny imagery he brings up.
We'll eat them later, once it's dry and out of the shell.
Look what I made, Gabby.
and him being constantly used as an example for being bad.
I'm sorry, Gabby. I was scared you'd be mad at me, but I shouldn't have lied.
Honesty is important, Jonah. You should always tell the truth. You can forgive Francis if you want, but it will be difficult to ever trust him again. Revelations warns us of the place prepared for liars.
I think the belt of truth doesn't quite fit around me. Does that mean I'm extra honest, or...?
You don't believe me? Then here's my ace in the hole. The thing that greatly pushes this theory. The video game. Within the Angel Hare game, we get a minigame where Francis oversees our game, where we're supposed to whack demon hares. However, no demon hares comes out, so Francis cheats by giving us a ticket with no game to win. He is of course caught by Gabby, and is said to exorcise the demons within themselves.
This is for your own good, Francis. I hope that's a valuable lesson for you both.
I'll never run from my demons again, Gabby. I promise.
I think the purpose of the game and this particular part is to showcase that Francis has demons, not just emotional demons, but literal demons possessing him. Furthermore, in this male video, we see Francis glitching out. We have never seen anything like this before or since. It clearly highlights that there is something wrong with him. If that's not enough, perhaps the reason why there weren't any demon hairs coming out during his minigame was that they were already inside Francis. Boom! That's my game theory.
Let's roll that tape again.
The use of music within the show is stellar, with each season having their own special soundtrack that is reflective of the genre the season tackles. Season 1 revolves around a Christian cartoon, and so the songs used are either Christian music or at least use Christian theming. I mean, 3 songs are literally titled Guardian Angel. Season 2 revolves around a noir cartoon, and so the songs played are reflective of that, with titles such as Noir Did You Go from Soundcrate and Me and My Shadow by these guys, highlighting the noir theming of the season. Season 3 is unique as the music is mostly original, composed by Justin Reid, all being an 8-bit minis that better reflect the season revolving around an old 90s pixel adventure game, the only exception being the song Alibi. Each song is perfectly set within the episode they were used in. The song Find Me by Fran Warren, Alan Roberts and Ralph Burr is played within Season 1 Tape 5 briefly, to reflect Jonah's search for Gabby. The song In My Childhood Days by this guy is also played, reflecting the episode's main focus of Jonah finding more about his childhood, trying to recover events that he doesn't remember. Another example is in Season 2, as the music Noir Did You Go played within Case 4, the episode where the medium changed from Christian cartoon to noir cartoon. The name part of noir reflects the genre the medium shifted into, and the title as a whole, Noir Did You Go, reflects the aspect of Gabby going missing and everyone struggling to find her. Within Season 3, since most of the music is composed for the season, there's not much analysis I could do, though I don't know why one is called spaghetti without sauce.
Nice of the princess to invite us over for a picnic, eh, Luigi? I hope she made lots of spaghetti. Luigi, look!
The one previously established song, Alibi, by these guys, is however played within the final episode of the season. The song likely reflects the role Keegan played for Jonah, but perhaps it also represents the excuses Cammy used to push herself to the point of exhaustion.
Feathers all around me, holy lights above.
Angel Hare proves that analog doesn't have to be scary. This genre could be more than that, where analog is simply a medium for people to play around with and not have to be restricted by genre. Regardless whether you count Angel Hare to be analog horror or not, I can say that it's one of the most creative, wholesome, and charming series on YouTube. If you haven't seen it yet, please check it out. It's well worth it.
Hello, everyone. How are you? Fine, thank you.